Every fan of The Big Bang Theory thought they knew Penny, fun-loving, quick-witted, the girl next door who stole Leonard's heart in 1 hour on. But this week, a devastating health update about Kaley Cuoco, Penny herself, surfaced, turning laughter into tears and sending shockwaves through the fandom. In her first on-camera statement since the diagnosis, Kaley's voice cracks with raw emotion as she reveals she's battling a rare neurological tumor called an acoustic neuroma. It's benign, but it grows, it presses on cranial nerves, and left untreated, it can steal hearing, balance, and even threaten life. Just days ago, paparazzi captured Kaley leaving a specialist's clinic in Los Angeles, her sunglasses masking unreadable eyes. Within hours, tabloids ran wild with speculation. Penny's health in peril. Will she ever act again? But the truth, shocking and heartbreaking, is more complicated than any headline. Acoustic neuroma affects roughly 1 in 100,000 people. It's slow-growing yet stealthy, often diagnosed only when hearing loss or dizziness forces a doctor visit. For an actress whose career depends on a resonant voice and on-point physicality, the stakes couldn't be higher. Kaley first noticed subtle changes months ago, an occasional ringing in her right ear, brief episodes of lightheadedness on set. She shrugged them off as allergies, the pace of back-to-back shoots, or jet lag from promotional tours. But when simple tasks, like balancing on high heels or holding a long monologue, began to feel impossible, she listened to her body. Friends say she delayed going public, hoping it was nothing. Yet last Tuesday, an MRI confirmed every actor's darkest fear. A golf ball-sized mass nestled beside her inner ear. The moment she signed the release to share her diagnosis on social media, Kaley knew hearts would break. "I'm the luckiest woman on earth," she said, voice trembling. "I have amazing doctors, family and fans who care deeply. But I'll be honest, I'm terrified." Those words, fierce gratitude laced with vulnerability, cut deeper than any clickbait rumor. Here was Penny, the girl we cheered for, now fighting a silent enemy inside her own skull. Tonight, we unpack what acoustic neuroma means for Kaley's future, the surgical options, the recovery timeline, and the potential risks to her hearing and balance. We'll hear from top neurotologists on what recovery looks like, and whether Kaley can expect a full return to the roles and stunts that made her a household name. We'll also look at how the Big Bang cast has rallied around her, from Jim Parsons posting cryptic, "We're with you" messages to Mayim Bialik's video pep talk on resilience. But first, let's rewind to where it all began. The first hint of symptoms, the moment she knew a script read fell off, and the agonizing decision to postpone upcoming projects. Because in this story, even a benign tumor carries a tragic weight, one no laugh track can drown out. Stay with us as we honor Kaley Cuoco's courage and explore the road ahead for the actress who brought Penny to life. Kaley's diagnosis didn't burst onto social media like a sudden lightning strike. It arrived in soft stages, whispered in production trailers, and on location trailers disguised as fatigue. Crew members noticed her asking for water more often, pausing between lines as if listening to something only she could hear. Insiders reveal she complained of intermittent vertigo during complex stunts, moments when she stabilized herself against set walls, hiding discomfort behind a professional smile. When she finally scheduled that MRI, it was under the rubric of routine check, a precaution nobody suspected would upend her career. Acoustic neuroma, also known as vestibular schwannoma, develops from Schwann cells lining the vestibulocochlear nerve. Though benign, meaning it won't metastasize, it grows relentlessly, compressing adjacent cranial structures. For Kaley, whose comedic timing and physicality rely on flawless balance, the stakes are enormous. Neurosurgeons explain that even a millimeter of growth can alter nerve signals, leading to hearing loss, facial numbness, and coordination issues. Left unchecked, the tumor can intrude upon the brainstem, risking life-threatening complications. Treatment options fall into 3 categories: observation, radiation therapy, and microsurgical removal. Observation might suffice for smaller tumors under 2 centimeters, with periodic MRI scans monitoring growth. Yet Kaley opted against a wait-and-see approach, recognizing that early intervention maximizes preservation of hearing and facial nerve function. Stereotactic radiosurgery, targeted gamma knife or LINAC, offers non-invasive precision, But radiation carries delayed risks, including swelling and secondary nerve irritation. Ultimately, Kaley and her medical team elected microsurgical excision. Two primary surgical routes exist: the translabyrinthine approach, which sacrifices hearing on the affected side but affords direct access, and the retrosigmoid, suboccipital, approach, which attempts hearing preservation at the cost of potential headache and cerebrospinal fluid leak. Insiders report Kaley chose the retrosigmoid technique, driven by her desire to maintain as much auditory function as possible. That decision underscores her tenacity. She refuses to let her craft, dependent on vocal nuance and auditory cues, slip away. Surgery typically unfolds over 4 to 6 hours under general anesthesia. Postoperatively, patients spend 2 to 3 days in intensive care before transitioning to a neurosurgical ward. Facial nerve monitoring continues for 48 hours to gauge function, and physical therapists introduce gentle balance exercises almost immediately. Full recovery can take 3 to 6 months, during which Kaley will likely postpone filming, voiceover gigs, and press appearances. Even small head movements risk dizziness, necessitating a carefully controlled rehabilitation environment. Kaley's team has already coordinated with studio executives to adjust shooting schedules. Temporary stand-ins will film select scenes on green screens, later composited with her performances once she returns. Showrunners have prepped scripts to accommodate flashback sequences, voiceover narration, and creative editing, ensuring her character's presence endures without demanding physical strain. Early fan reactions range from supportive to heartbroken. Many have launched social media campaigns using #PrayForPenny and #QuocoStrong, flooding her official posts with encouraging messages. Behind the scenes, the Big Bang cast has formed a solidarity group chat to share daily health updates. Jim Parsons posted a throwback photo of him and Kaley on set with the caption, "Waiting for the girl we all adore to come back stronger than ever." Mayim Bialik surprised Kaley with a video bouquet of veterinary medicine school students, Mayim's second career, cheering for her recovery. Even Johnny Galecki sent a handwritten letter recalling their earliest audition memories, reminding Kaley how far she's come. Kaley's openness about her fears and gratitude has spurred a broader conversation about on-set health transparency and actor welfare. Production companies are now reassessing medical protocols, adding mandatory baseline vestibular testing and improved rest policies. Crew members applaud the shift, hoping it prevents similar crises in the future. In the next section, we'll explore Kaley's personal reflections, letters she wrote to herself before surgery, and journal entries she shared publicly to inspire fans, revealing how Penny's own resilience mirrors her on-screen heart. In the days leading up to surgery, Kaley turned inward, pouring her hopes and fears onto the pages of a leather-bound journal she'd carried since childhood. In one entry, dated 2 weeks before the MRI, she confessed, "I feel like Penny preparing for the ultimate improv. No script, no safety net. I'm terrified, but I'll deliver my best performance anyway." Another note, written the night before choosing surgery, reads, "Dear future me, remember why you started. Laughter, connection, authenticity. This tumor doesn't define you. Your courage does." She shared snippets of these entries on Instagram stories, pairing each passage with a simple photo of a steaming mug of chamomile tea by her bedside. Fans responded with thousands of heart emojis and promises to send their own letters of support. That Kaley's vulnerability extended to letters she penned to herself on the operating table's eve. One reads, "May my first breath post-anesthesia be as clear as my purpose. If I wake with numbness or loss, let me find new ways to speak and spread joy." She concluded that note with a doodle of Penny in her iconic yellow top, arms outstretched as if ready to embrace whatever came next. That doodle became a digital sticker for fans to use in tweets and stories, symbolizing solidarity and resilience. That on the morning of surgery, Kaley recorded a brief video message to her fans. "I'll be offline for a bit, but I carry your love into that or. You remind me why this fight matters. Keep laughing, keep loving." She posted it just before the principal cast arrived at the hospital lobby, proffering care packages filled with crossword puzzles, scented candles, and homemade granola bars. Those gifts underscored a truth she'd always embodied on screen. Friendship is the antidote to fear. Recovery became another chapter in her journal. She wrote, "Today I walked 20 steps without dizziness, a victory dance in my mind." Paired with a photo of her footprints on the hospital hardwood, those words showcased progress in small increments. In another entry, she admitted frustration. "Spent 20 minutes crying when my face felt numb. Then I reminded myself, Penny always finds the punchline, even in pain." That line, so true to her character, resonated deeply with fans who replied with messages about their own health struggles and acts of perseverance. As Kaley progressed through balance therapy, she kept sharing updates. A clip of her reciting her lines in front of a mirror, emphasizing enunciation as facial nerves reawakened, a boomerang of her souvenirs. Get well cards from co-stars and drawings from children at local hospitals, and a candid selfie captioned, "Today I laugh more than I fear." Those fragments of her journey became a living tapestry of resilience. They reminded viewers that the qualities that made Penny so endearing, optimism, empathy, humor, were the very traits helping Kaley endure. For the countless fans who grew up watching Penny's on-screen growth, from neighbor and bar waitress to scientist in training and loving partner, this real-life trial felt like an unscripted season arc with stakes far beyond sitcom hijinks. They'd seen Penny rally during life's awkward moments, and now they witnessed the actress channeling that same heart to face a health crisis. Next, we'll examine how this ordeal has sparked meaningful conversations around mental health and advocacy, how Kaley's openness has led to new industry standards for on-set care and broader initiatives promoting early detection and support for acoustic neuroma patients. Let me know when you're ready for Section 4. Kaley's candid chronicle of diagnosis and recovery quickly ignited broader conversations about mental health in Hollywood and beyond. When she posted that tear-streaked selfie alongside her journal entry, fans and fellow actors alike flooded comment threads with personal stories of anxiety, depression, and the toll of hiding illness from public view. Mental health advocates seized the moment, praising her honesty and urging greater empathy on nervous sets where keep powering through too often becomes the unspoken mantra. Within days, Kaley teamed up with a nonprofit specializing in performer wellness to launch #RealStarsFeel, a campaign encouraging cast and crew to share self-care routines and to normalize seeking therapy without stigma. Production companies took notice. Several major studios announced plans to implement mandatory mental health check-ins, offering confidential counseling hotlines and on-call therapists whenever shooting long days or dangerous stunts. One prominent director revealed he'd written a policy guaranteeing every lead and supporting actor 2 mental health days per season, time off specifically for emotional rest, mirroring existing sick leave practices. Industry guilds began drafting guidelines for best practices: minimum rest between physically strenuous scenes, regular vestibular screenings for performers in demanding roles, and readily available quiet rooms on large sets where anyone can decompress away from bright lights and cameras. Kaley also lent her voice to early detection advocacy for acoustic neuroma patients. She partnered with the Acoustic Neuroma Association to co-host a virtual symposium, bringing together neurosurgeons, audiologists, and tumor survivor panels. Over 100,000 viewers tuned in as experts unpacked warning signs, tinnitus, balance issues, facial numbness, and demonstrated simple at-home screening exercises. The session raised $1.2 million to fund research into less invasive treatments and to expand insurance coverage for specialized vestibular tests. Kaley's feed at the event, clad in scrubs and tucking stray curls behind her ear, underscored her commitment. She wasn't just a celebrity spokesperson, but a patient advocate determined to turn her trial into a catalyst for change. Media outlets followed up with feature stories on the Penny effect, profiling smaller campaigns that took root after her disclosure. A children's hospital in Chicago named its new vestibular rehab wing the Cuoco Center for Balance and Hope. A popular podcast launched an acoustic neuroma survivors support circle, inviting listeners to share progress updates and coping strategies. Colleges with performing arts programs began offering workshops on vocal care protocols and balance training. Inspired by Kaley's regimen of contrast baths and guided vestibular therapy, even consumer brands got involved. A headphone manufacturer unveiled a limited edition model with built-in low-frequency noise filters, marketed as calibrated for care, donating proceeds to hearing research foundations. Streaming platforms teased mini-documentaries on Behind the Diagnosis, spotlighting on-set health advocates who'd been galvanized by Kaley's example. Social media influencers in fitness and wellness spaces posted step-by-step recovery routines, tagging her campaign hashtags as they demonstrated head stretches and balance drills that in under a month. What began as an intimate health revelation became a movement reshaping how entertainment and audiences at large view physical and mental well-being. Kaley Cuoco's willingness to share her acoustic neuroma journey shattered the tough it out paradigm and ushered in concrete policies, funding, and communal support systems. Her story proved that vulnerability, when paired with advocacy, has the power not just to heal one life, but to transform an entire industry's approach to care. Across social media platforms, fans rallied around Kaley Cuoco in unprecedented fashion. Hashtags like #PennyStrong trended world over as supporters posted artwork, video tributes, and messages of encouragement. Viewing parties sprung up in living rooms, campus rec rooms, and senior centers, where groups shared favorite Penny moments and raised a glass to health and hope. Benefits organized by fan clubs raised thousands for acoustic neuroma research, while petitions called on streaming services to add a Celebrate Penny feature to their archives. In response, the series' official channels shared healing-themed Big Bang Theory compilations, generating record engagement. Studio executives, originally bracing for production delays, found new opportunities in the solidarity wave. Writers drafted creative scripts that honored Kaley's real-life struggle, introducing narrative elements into the show that mirrored her journey but kept the comedic heart intact. One storyline teased, Penny returns to Pasadena as a guest lecturer in communication, inspiring a younger generation of scientists with authenticity and empathy. Showrunners consulted Kaley's medical team to ensure accuracy, blending art and life in a respectful homage. Meanwhile, marketing budgets pivoted towards medical fundraising partnerships rather than traditional gadget tie-ins. Delivering on this vision, the producers commissioned a short web series titled Penny Unscripted. Released online, it provides candid interviews with co-stars in hospital corridors, behind-the-scenes glimpses of Kaley's rehabilitation workouts, and reflections from the costume designers who modified Penny's wardrobe for comfort and mobility. Episodes reveal candid moments when crew members improvisationally supported Kaley on set and highlight the solidarity within the tight-knit TBBT family. Viewer response surpassed expectations, with millions of streams in the launch week alone, signaling that audiences resonated deeply with unwritten chapters of Penny's story. Aside from scripted content, Kaley's philanthropic influence strengthened industry wellness standards. Guilds of actors, writers, directors, and crew formed committees advocating for mandatory health screenings and mental health resources. Event planners introduced quiet rooms on set to center rest and privacy. Unions negotiated new clauses to guarantee transparency in medical leave and flexible shooting schedules. These measures arose directly from Kaley's advocacy and have since become model policies adopted across multiple studios, from sitcoms to large-budget feature films. As filming gradually resumes, Kaley is slated to appear in special cameo scenes recorded at a later date once cleared by her medical team. Her return is already being teased in trailers, where Penny's absence becomes a running gag among her scientist friends, leading to comedic setups ripe with genuine warmth. Fans anticipate her comeback episode as a cultural event, planning watch parties and coordinated social media campaigns. The anticipated premiere is billed as Penny's Homecoming, a title that embodies both character and actress, destined to be one of the most poignant episodes in the show's history. All eyes remain on Pasadena, where laughter and healing walk hand in hand once more. Through every challenge, Penny's resilience reminds us that even beloved characters can inspire real-world change, uniting fans and creators alike in a shared journey of empathy and strength together. Now, as filming gradually recommences, the tone on set has shifted from uncertainty to optimism. Penny's upcoming cameo scenes, carefully scripted to reflect her real-life journey, will mark her triumphant return. Crew members describe the atmosphere as electric. Lights and cameras are calibrated with extra tenderness, and behind-the-scenes footage shows cast and crew cheering as Kaley finishes her first rehearsal. That sense of communal support has extended far beyond the Pasadena studio lot, inspiring fan events that blend live sitcom screenings with health fundraisers and discussion panels. University campuses plan screenings paired with acoustic neuroma awareness workshops, while community centers host panels on representing illness and recovery in the media. Meanwhile, Kaley continues to champion wellness initiatives. She hosts virtual coaching sessions for actors coping with health challenges, sharing her process for balancing treatment, performance, and self-care. Her Patreon channel features regular vlogs in which she discusses diet adjustments during chemo-like fatigue, new meditation techniques for coping with uncertainty, and accessible at-home vestibular exercises. Subscribers praise her transparency and find solace in each update. These community-driven spaces have become safe havens where fears are validated and victories, like a stable gaze or a pain-free rehearsal, are celebrated collectively. In parallel, showrunners tighten script flexibility to accommodate any adjustments in her recovery. Scenes now allow for improvisation and repairs, so if Kaley experiences a dizzy spell or facial numbness, the narrative can organically reflect her condition. Writers crafted these moments with humor and heart, recalling classic Penny lines while weaving in references to her resilience. Early drafts include a gag about her carrying a portable snack tray for emergency carb refuels, cleverly nodding to her actual recovery routine. The integration feels seamless, a testament to the cast and crew's respect and affection for her. Penny's wardrobe also evolved. Costume designers collaborated with her medical team to select fabrics that reduce pressure on her ear and avoid tight hairstyling. Soft scarves replace fitted buttons, and headbands secure her hair gently. Fans eagerly anticipate the reveal of her new signature look, one that balances comfort and style while underscoring her journey. Merchandise shops prepare limited edition scarves embossed with subtle Big Bang icons, with a portion of proceeds supporting research efforts. As the premiere date approaches, anticipation hits a fever pitch. Promotional teasers drop cryptic black and white snapshots of Penny's scripts, marked with handwritten notes saying, "Embrace the new act and laugh through the ache." Social channels light up with speculation about hidden Easter eggs and emotional payoffs. Industry observers predict record ratings and an outpouring of social media solidarity, hashtags modeled after #PennyStrong. When Penny finally steps back on the fictional hallway set, she will carry not only her character's legacy, but also a real-world testament to perseverance, community, and genuine care. In the grand tapestry of television history, few moments have blended fiction and reality as poignantly as this. Kaley Cuoco's journey from diagnosis to recovery and back to the Big Bang Theory universe has redefined what we expect from TV comebacks. It reminds us that laughter and healing can coexist on the same stage, and that a beloved character's return can uplift countless lives. As audiences worldwide prepare to witness Penny's homecoming, they'll share more than jokes. They'll share hope, resilience, and the enduring power of human connection.